said, my name is Chris Bowling. I'm the Advanced Manufacturing Instructor at the Southern Michigan Center for Science and Industry in Hudson. One thing that's about our team that you'll find out is with Hi Lex being located in Hudson and SMCSI being located in Hudson, I just happen to get all Hudson students. So this is a problem that hits close to home for a lot of these students. So I will go through and introduce. This is Aiden Evans, Jared Kaiser, Samantha Gehrig, Drew Krieger, and Duncan Kuykendall. So, thank you.
Hi, I'm Aiden, and obviously I have a presentation. Start off with a little picture of Hi Lex. It's out front, inside, and continue. We're going to talk about the history of Hi Lex. Hi Lex is a Japanese-based company that was founded in 1946. And since then has branched out to America, where in 2002 they founded Hi Lex Controls in Hudson. Hi Lex Controls has achieved a rank as a Tier 1 supplier for window regulators and door models. And next year we'll be celebrating their 15th anniversary. The driving question we were asked to solve is how can our team create a better work ecosystem to help Hi Lex retain employees? This is a very big problem, and it stems from three major roots. We believe these three roots to be discrepancies in communication, lack of community outreach, and an unideal work environment. I'm going to hand it over to Jared to talk about community.
I will be presenting the solution to the community involvement issue. As previously stated, all the members of our team are from Hudson, and you can ask any of us. Hudson is a very tight-knit community. This is important because, as we know, Hi Lex is located in Hudson, and a business located in Hudson needs to be an active member of the community to retain employees. We believe that a company invests in the community gets a community invested in a company. One way to become very involved in a community is to become active in the city chamber. We connected with the chairman of the local chamber of commerce, and he said that while Hi Lex is a member of the chamber, they're not an active one. We recommend that they, as well as any business, become more active. Some benefits of this include opening doors to expand your role in the community more, and improving the community's perception of the business, possibly attracting higher quality workers. We also recommend that Hi Lex support local teams, as sports are very important to our community. Whether it be helping pay for a new basketball court or supporting the first robotics team, we recommend some sort of involvement. Now, just a little side note, supporting the first robotics team would give a good pipeline to future engineers, and it's just a good fit with the company. Also, Hi Lex could have a scholarship through the Hudson Education Foundation. They could create a scholarship fund for future engineers, as Hi Lex does with this sort of work. Now, there's a bit of a disconnect in Hi Lex between the older and the current generation, as the company does not have any active social media pages. We would recommend that Hi Lex have a strong social media presence, preferably on Facebook. Someone can spend a few minutes a week posting about the benefits and the overall positives of the company, and it can have a dramatic change in the overall way the company is viewed. 76% of job seekers with Facebook accounts looked up their current employers on Facebook to see if they had a positive or a negative connotation. And with that, I'll turn it over to Samantha with the work environment.
In order to understand a little bit of what Elwood Hi Lex associates are thinking about their work environment at Hi Lex, we conducted a survey and found that nearly 1/3 of first shift alone felt that they would rather have a better work environment than they would higher wages. One associate said, higher wages are only a part of your work environment. If you have a bad work environment and get paid all the money in the world, you would still quit because you wouldn't be happy. After our first tour of the factory, we observed that it was very dim in the environment. This is because there's no natural lighting, and they currently have high-pressure sodium lights. The dim lighting evokes sad, depressing feelings and causes the workers to be unmotivated and unhappy. The high-pressure sodium light fixtures should be replaced with LED light fixtures. Through our calculations, we found LED light fixtures would save Hi Lex $74.80 per fixture per year. The LED lights are a lot brighter than HPS lights. The brighter environment would help employees' moods be better and increase their productivity. A post office conducted an experiment to see how brighter lights would affect their production. By replacing their current lights with LED lights, they increased $500,000 in profits that year. Recently, Hi Lex was granted a new contract, so they are planning to expand soon. We propose that when Hi Lex expands, they should install LED lights and add windows so they can get natural lighting. The light fixtures should be lowered in order to make them appear brighter, and by adding room above them, they can get industrial fans without distorting the lights. The current colors in the factory are dull and plain. A University of Texas study found that bland white offices induce the feeling of sadness and depression. They observed that by adding colors like blue and green, production and mood increased. We propose that there should be a blue stripe on the factory walls, and on that stripe should be inspirational sayings, the goals of Hi Lex, or Hi Lex corporate culture painted on it. In front of you, you have a blue and a silver paint sample, so you can compare the colors together. The color blue evokes the feeling of peacefulness and tranquility. It has also been found that employees are more productive in blue rooms. The silver would evoke the feeling of a calm, soothing, and uplifting environment. And the writing on the walls would create a more positive mood. The yellow lines and the stops that are currently on the Hi Lex floor are coming off in spots, and it creates a safety hazard to the associates. Your next two paint samples are a yellow that we're suggesting for the line colors and a green to represent the current color of the floor. And on this side, you can see on the right, there is a model of how the current color scheme is. And then on the left, you can see what we are suggesting as a new color scheme. There is a window at Hi Lex that separates the production floor from their engineers. And this makes the production feel like they're being watched, micromanaged, and they feel jealous. We propose that this window should be changed, and like the Litchfield plant we toured, there should be a removable wall added for separation. A Harvard Business School study conducted an experiment in a factory where there was a window separating management from workers. When they hung a curtain over this window, they found that the productivity increased by approximately 15%. One of the very first observations we made when we entered Hi Lex was that the Hi Lex Elwood associates are referred to as green shirts because they are required to wear a green uniform, where Hi Lex associates are referred to as blue shirts because they wear blue shirts like we are wearing today. The green shirts aren't treated the same as blue shirts. So we propose that the green shirts should be eliminated completely because there's really no need for them, and replaced with the blue shirts that Hi Lex associates wear on a normal day. When all associates are mixed together and you can't determine a Hi Lex Elwood from a Hi Lex associate, there wouldn't be segregation, and every employee would be considered equal and treated the same. Now we'll talk about communication.
Hi, my name is Duncan. I'm here to address the communication and leadership issues. Communication and leadership plays a big factor in a productive workplace, but currently neither are where they need to be. Our research shows that there are a variety of communication and leadership training opportunities. We conducted a survey on all the shifts with Elwood, Hi Lex, and associates and found that 57% of first shift workers say they need more training. We recommend that associates be cross-trained on other machines. By cross-training associates, it creates a more efficient, flexible, and reliable workforce. After employees are cross-trained, they would be able to work overtime on any line instead of just one. Also in our survey, we found a third of associates missed work due to lack of days off. This number can be reduced by implementing a flexible work schedule that allows the associates to take responsibility to meet staffing needs. Implementing a more flexible schedule will also improve retainment among millennials. This is a unique time in American history as we have 4 different generations working simultaneously. Learning how to manage for each generation's different expectations and needs is important. A common mistake among employers is confusing character problems like immaturity and laziness with generational traits. Companies are faced with generational differences in their workforces. Problems can arise from differing mindsets and communication styles of associates born in different generations. The issues are more evident due to new technology and work patterns at associates of different generations. During interviews with team leads and management, it was explained to us that they believe the leading cause of the poor turnover rate is caused by millennials. When referring to millennials, they made it appear as if millennials were lazy and just didn't want to work. But laziness is not a generational trait. The research we conducted on millennials showed that 88% prefer a collaborative work environment opposed to a competitive one, and 79% of millennials would like their boss to act as a coach or mentor. When interviewing a team lead, they told us that they had to coddle the millennials. This suggests team leads believe that they have to babysit the millennials. We suggest that Hi Lex management and team leads work to maintain a more collaborative work environment and support and encourage their associates. In 2025, 75% of the workforce will be made up of millennials, so companies need to adapt to the needs of millennials. Now, Jared, with the conclusion.
Hello. So I'll be wrapping things up and like I said, talking about the conclusion and in a word, the bigger picture. So the issue of attainment is not solely faced by Hi Lex. It's faced by all industries and all companies within those industries. We believe the main factor of this is a disconnect or lack of communication between the generations, the younger and older ones. Simply put, new generations have different expectations for the workplaces than the old ones do, which can lead to misunderstanding and unneeded friction. This friction can be solved by training both the older and younger generations to communicate effectively. This will take effort on the part of the companies and their associates, but this change will lead to a better working environment in the long run. Companies who adapt and work with the newer generations now will thrive in the future, as the majority of the workforce will be composed of millennials in just 9 years. By then, it will be too late for any company who does not actively engage with millennials now to recover from their losses or disconnect with the millennials. By creating a more millennial-friendly environment, Hi Lex and other companies will be able to draw in a new source of workers and keep turnover low. By following our suggestions, we believe Hi Lex, along with other companies, will be able to adapt and prosper in this new generation of industry. Thank you.
This was a unique team, as you can see, they're all in the same school. I have to tell you, I'm going to brag for one of them. Right? This young lady won an international competition as a part of the Illinois Tech Center team. International. She competed with teams of students throughout the world at a competition that took place in Tennessee, and I got to meet her a Monday after she won the award. So, congratulations. Plus the 4 guys are lucky that they got to work with.
For the retention rate, did they actually give you any specifics on turnover for the millennial age group compared to the older age groups? Did they give you any of that statistics for you guys to work with?
We weren't given that breakdown specifically, but we were told for the month of June alone, the turnover rate was 46%.
I'd like you to share with us some of your experience as a youth-based team when you presented your insights and suggestions back to Hi Lex, particularly about changes for supervision and the notion of millennials being lazy or needing to be coddled.
So, as we said, we had that interview with one who said that, like, oh, they had a coddling. And we said that's kind of a rude term to use, you know, coddling someone because I don't want to be babysat or things like I want to be independent. So we went online and we went to Forbes, and we found data and information that showed that training for these older people will be able to show that they can communicate better with the younger generations. And with that training, those people will be able to work more collaboratively.
So yesterday we presented to the company, and after that they asked questions talking about attainment, and one of the things they talked about was they've had so many people turn over that some of the team leads unfortunately became callous and don't really feel like, oh, you're not going to be here in a couple of days, why do I even bother with you? And specifically for millennials, we found 80% prefer their bosses to act as coaches or mentors. And with dealing with the younger generation, it's not so much coddling, like Aiden said, but more like coaching and really being a supportive boss. So that's something we really talk about and really relate with.
Being a group of 16 to 19-year-olds, and you're going into a factory where all the management is at least 40 years old and up, they look at us like, oh, why are all these kids coming in and trying to make us change our ways? So one of our biggest challenges was coming in and acting all big, bad, and tough, presenting these ideas, hoping they take us seriously.
I just wanted to say that when we did present it to the board, I thought they did a very good job of like being open-minded and receptive, and they took our ideas seriously. So that was a big.
Off of what they said, they asked questions about it and how to improve it. They were very receptive of our ideas and how to change it.
You talked about there being 4 generations. Did you come across any of the issues between those generations, between the workers? How are they working together?
Actually, one of the days there was a big issue where just small things, like an older lady was staring at a younger worker and she didn't like they were staring. It was just the fact that it was just the lady's how she was raised, just looking at people and things like that. And they had the issue and it had to be solved. So definitely issues between workers.
And just another thing, we had a conversation with a team lead, and she talked about how her generation's expectations of workers, like you go to work, you do your job, and then you go home. Where as younger people tend to want their company to, they want to be an active part of their company. They want to know that the company is doing good in the world. So those two different kind of ideas can obviously like come in conflict with each other.
We have multiple generations. And one of the things that we learned during our training, all of the teachers that are involved in the training, they just don't just do this. We have 3 days of preparation, and that's one of the things that we talk about in our training, is the difference in generations. Old guys like me are working longer, so we need to be able to adapt to young people. And I welcome their ideas. Thank you.